Hey, what's up you guys? It's Ruthie and welcome back to my channel. Excuse me. In today's video, we're going to go into chapter 52 of Escape Room by Maren Stoffels. Oh, excuse me. This coffee, man. We are so dangerously close to finishing this book off, so let's get right into this video. This video may contain sensitive topics and foul language. If you do not wish to continue, please click off of the video now. You have been warned. Chapter 52, Sky. Miles is just as handsome as he was a few minutes ago. How could I ever get him out of my mind when I could draw him with my eyes closed? I know he has a small birthmark on his right ear, that he likes things to be lined up straight. How many times did he tidy my worktop? Whenever I got back from the bathroom, my knife would be in a straight line with a chopping board. The tomatoes would be neatly sliced and waiting in a row. The dish towel would be folded over the handle of the oven. Miles does everything perfectly. Miles is perfection. You want me to play Beethoven? Miles asked me. His tone is distant. He seems to be finding it hard to look at me. Yes, I point at the keyboard. Can you do that? Miles nods sourly and sits down at the keyboard. First he plays the wrong notes. I'm about to suggest fetching the music box, but then the right tune begins to flow from his fingers. If we ever get out of here, I'll never be able to listen to that song again. It'll always remind me of this scene, my hand in the bloody bandage, Miles not daring to look at me, Mint and Alyssa not talking to each other, and that lock of Caitlin's hair on the floor of the next room. Cleo has completely torn us apart. The key to the last room is in a drawer that slides out out of the keyboard as soon as Miles is finished playing. He goes back to Alyssa in the doctor's office. It's too painful for the four of us to be together. I no longer feel the adrenaline when we find something new. I just feel empty and numb. The last room turns out to be a living room. There's a bookcase, a table with 5 chairs, and a saggy sofa, and there's an open kitchen. There are candles on the table with hardened wax spilling into the holders. Mint hurries to the windows, but they're fake, of course, with a brick wall behind them. I try to imagine other people who have done this escape room. They gave their experience 5 stars. Would I have done the same if Cleo hadn't been here? Maybe. I sit down on the sofa feeling exhausted and dizzy. What does it feel like when you're dying from blood loss? I think you lose consciousness first and then you drift away until your heart stops beating. Does it hurt? Can I light the candles? Later. Okay. Those voices again. I can't take it anymore. I try to tune them out, but then the intercom falls silent. I look at Mint, who's picking up each of the candles in turn and looking underneath them. What are we actually hoping to find? Cleo won't let us go. She's going to let me bleed to death in here. I think about the key Mitten I found in Leah's room. What little hope we had disappeared, and then I remember the conversation I didn't get to finish with Mint just before we lifted up the floorboard. You never finished telling me about your fight with Alyssa and Miles. Mint is searching the rest of the living room. She ignores my comment. Mint looks at me. Just leave it. Why? You won't believe me anyway. Certainly not now. Because I'm in love with him, you mean? Will I ever get used to saying it out loud? Exactly, Mint sighs. Miles threatened me. He put his hand on my throat and pressed his thumb in with his thumb. Here. Mint points to a place on her throat. He told me not to go shooting off my mouth to Alyssa about what I saw. It's all too much for me. He tried to strangle you? He threatened me, says Mint. He's smart enough not to leave any marks. Is this about the same Miles I know? Mint's right. I don't believe her. Miles is calmness itself. He never gets mad, even at the pizzeria when something goes wrong with an order on a busy day when everyone else is stressed out. He keeps his cool. I've never heard him curse or raise his voice. Yesterday I saw him flip out at someone who was walking past. I try to picture it, but I can't do it. That someone was Cleo. I feel a shiver run down my back, but oddly it's dripping with sweat at the same time. My hand is throbbing with pain. I don't want to hurt you. Mint comes to sit next to me. I look at her short hair, so she let Alyssa cut it to save my so-called girlfriend. Mint always does everything for everyone else. Why would she lie about this? I think she's terrified of Miles. Then I remember the way he looked at me when I said I liked him. Miles' eyes were so cold, and I thought I'd never feel warm again. I could imagine that Miles is getting mad, that Miles could definitely have threatened Mint, and apparently he's met Cleo before. We need to get Alyssa away from him. Mint looks at me in surprise, but she doesn't believe me. There's no point. I know. I feel dizzy, but I blink it away. This isn't the moment to die. I have to keep fighting, but we'll do it anyway. That is the end of this chapter. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!